For some application in your business, you may require little bit more little faster recovery for those applications because they are very critical for business. In that case, you can leverage fully working low capacity standby. The naming convention can be very different from cloud provider to cloud provider, but the concept is same. Let me explain it. Same situation, on-prem services running fine, my users are connected through Route 53 or getting the name resolved, and they are accessing my application, everything is fine. Now, I would need to have a recovery environment. For that, I would still require a replication to happen, again by third party or native tool. And now what my admin would have also done, that that admin may have created auto scaling group. Obviously, it should be done through automation. I don't want to rely on manually doing things. So this admin has taken images of this web server and app server and used that as a template and created an auto scaling group. That's what is already been configured. So this is what you would start with when you have implemented a fully working low capacity standby. As the name says, it is a low capacity standby. Here maybe you would have 10 web servers, you may have 5 web servers, but in cloud right now, to keep my cost low, I am just using one web server and one web server, right? Now, by doing this, what I'm avoiding, that I am avoiding the launch time for my web servers or app server. So I have already my AMI which is used to deploy this web server and app server. So I do not need to launch the server from the AMI because it has already been done. And now my app server can be configured to point to my on-prem database. So in that way, on-prem is also putting data here, and then my other services can also access this database. So this is still a primary database. I am not right now talking to the database in cloud. I am still talking to database in my on-prem environment. Now, if something goes wrong, what we should do? Then before even that, to test if this setup is working or not, I could use Route 53 or DNS provider and say 99% traffic should be sent here and 1% traffic should be sent here. Just give me an example. If I'm sending 1% traffic here and I'm not getting an error, that basically verifies that my setup is running fine. This web server is fine. This app server is fine. So I'm ensuring that I can always handle some traffic. Now I just use 1%. You could have said 90% and 10% or any other ratio of your choice. Idea is that not just we launch these server, we verified these servers that if the time comes, they are capable enough to handle the load. That's what we have already done. We have already trickled some traffic to my web servers here, but they are running it low capacity. In case disaster strikes, so disaster strikes here, done. All my application down. What an admin will do again, through automation or through an automated event detector, we would be able to then say, okay, as this application is not working at all, let me stop sending any traffic here because there is no application who could respond to me here. So we may have stopped sending all my traffic on this situation to my on-prem environment. And we detected the event. Now I would be doing automation to promote my database to become primary. Maybe it was a read-only copy. Now it can perform read and write both. And I don't need to update DNS now. Why? Because entry for my web server was already there, and that's how I do not need to wait for my DNS propagation to happen. I still need to wait for my policy to take effect. My policy initially was driving 90% traffic and 10%. Now I would say 0% and 100%. So that will be much faster than updating the whole DNS entry or creating a new DNS entry. And now, as soon as this DNS is updated, my traffic would start coming. I need to ensure that I have enough capacity. So my auto scaling group would be now expanded. I would be scaling out and adding more servers so that I could handle all the requests which are coming in, because this one server was able to, let's say, handle 1,000 requests. I have 10,000 requests coming in. One server is not sufficient, so we added auto scaling and made additional server available for our users to use. So this is referred as your fully working, but initially at low capacity, and then we expanded. So cost wise, it is little cheaper than running full copies, but it is little higher than Pilot Lite because I have already have web and app servers running. But what we did here, we reduced the steps required for recover. You don't need to launch new servers. You don't need to update your DNS. You just need to promote your database and then perform auto scaling. That's all is needed. So it would be faster way of recovering your infrastructure. That is referred as fully working low capacity standby.